What is up, YouTube? This is Asian with Cards, and today I'm coming at you with my Dinomorphia deck profile. I took this to the Case tournament at Torm City Games in Frederick, Maryland for the Wild Survivors set that just came out. I got top 8. My record was 4-2. Wasn't my best showing at a Case tournament, but yeah, it got me there. I was able to get prizing. So yeah, without further ado, I'll get with the list. I was going to open these packs on camera, but you guys can just look at on YouTube for that, so I didn't want to really go through that. I think the profile is what most of you guys probably want to see. So I got this inspiration a lot from the deck that topped the YCS this past weekend, and I just tweaked around some of his cards. But I've had this deck for a while, so it just was like an excuse for me to play it. I was like, oh, topped YCS, so I might as well play it. And then I'll get on with the matchups too at the end, so you guys can see what I played. So for monsters, for Dinomorphia monsters, we play triple Theresia. Theresia, pretty much when she's normal summoned or special summoned, you can set one Dinomorphia spell or trap from your deck. So currently are no Dinomorphia spells, so you just set traps. And when it dies, banish a trap hole, or not a trap hole, I'm thinking of trap tricks. Banish a card from your graveyard, and then you can summon a level 4 Dinomorphia from your grave. So the one you always summon, because there's no other ones, 2 Diplo. I'll list are playing 3 of these, but I don't want to brick on it, because it's really dead in the hand. Its normal summon effect is just a Armageddonite. It just dumps one. So it's not really that good. So you just need it in deck. So when you use your fusion trap card, which you'll see later on the profile. So yeah, that's why you only want to play 2, because it's kind of a brick, but it's like an engine requirement. So you need to play 2 copies of that. And my cat's just walking through. Move out the way. But yeah. And then lastly for the monsters, 1 miscellaneous source. This came up once, but the time it did come up, it was kind of lackluster because my sprite opponent, he was able to imperm my guy during the standby phase, which just only activates during the main phase. But aside from that, yeah, this ratio is pretty good. There's not one time where I missed the 3rd Diplos, so I might keep that at 2 for now. And then for hand traps, just triple Ash, just against the mirror match, branded against trap tricks, labyrinth. It just goes in against that, and being a level 3 tuner means you can make Psychic and Punisher with the Rextrum, so that's pretty good. And then for spells, I play a lot of consistency spells because I don't really want to brick. Triple Prosperity, triple Duality, and triple Fossil Dig. Now these cards were really important just because I didn't want to brick, like I said. And also if you draw Engine, these can search you for additional trap cards like Solemn or the Floodgates I play. And the cool thing with Fossil Dig is why I play Miscellaneous Saurus, is if you draw Fossil Dig plus like a Theresia, it's kind of like weird because you already have the Theresia, but you can normal summon Theresia, set your fusion trap, and then Fossil Dig can search you Misk, just so it's not as repetitive to have Fossil Dig. Except for the spells. And I play, for trap cards, we play Triple Frenzy and Triple Domain for the fusion traps. Frenzy is a lot better because you can use your extra deck as fusion material, and Domain just uses your hand deck or field. So, and this is can only be activated in the main phase, and this one can only be activated during your opponent's main phase. So yeah, they're really good for making your boss monster Rextrum. Excuse me. And also, the other fusions are pretty good too, which I'll get to in the extra deck. And the new card we got out of Cyberstorm Access, Triple Intact. This card is crazy. I saw a lot of Dinomorphia profiles saying how crazy this card was. This is my first time actually playtesting this card in a real tournament. This card's insane. Its main application too. So what it does is pretty much, if you guys can see that, when a monster effect is activated while you control a Dinomorphia card, you pay half your life points to negate that activation and destroy that monster. And then for the rest of that turn, any battle damage you take is halved. So if you're at 100 life points and your opponent attacks you twice, you would just go to 25 life points. So yeah, the main purpose of this card is if you have your Domain or your Frenzy, sorry, you can activate Domain, and then if they have Ash, you can just chain the Intact because the Domain is a face-up Dinomorphia card. So that was the best interaction. And also against Scareclaw, being able to hit the, not Scareclaw, against Kashtira, being able to hit their Scareclaw Kashtira when they activate it, because that card can pretty much out your Rextrum. So being able to have that is really good. Being able to stop Ogre, Vishuda against Sword Soul, just really good. The card was so good all day. Let's see here. And then for the one of utility Dinomorphia cards, we got the one Brute. It's just a Dryden pop. Pretty good. I like it for dealing with the planet, because sometimes if they have planet with the Shangri era, you can have that loop where they can just keep popping your cards. So it's good to have the one Brute. And you can also recycle it off of Kentrigina. The one Sonic, this is your Spell and Trap Negate. It's pretty good going first, or going into games 2 and 3, just because your opponent's going to have back removal. And then games 1, if you open up like your Fusion's traps, you can search this off the Theresia, so you can have like extra protection against like if your opponent plays Droplets or Dark Ruler. And then the one alert, this is a Call the Haunted pretty much. It summons Dinomorphia monsters from your grave that levels equal 8. So you can get like Theresia, Diplos, or you can get back your Extrum. So if your opponent plays Kaijus, you can preemptively search this so that you can summon back your Extrum if it gets Kaiju. And then for other just generic traps, Triple Judgment. I saw a lot of people not playing this in their list. They were mostly siding it. But game 1, I just like, this card's a blowout. Because you usually have it for the one out to your Extrum. And then after you do that, it's like they can't out your Extrum. So it's pretty crazy. And then Triple Ferret Flames. This card's insane. This is probably the best like utility card that Dinomorphia has. And it doesn't affect the monster, it affects the player. So it just outs Noir. Yeah, it's crazy. Like this with Intact like breaks any combo board. It's also really good too against Branded. Because you can like shuffle back the Mirror Jade and it won't trigger. So. And then for Floodgates, 2 Rivalry, 2 Gozen. In hindsight, I'd probably cut Rivalry to play a 3rd Gozen, and then I'm not sure what I'd play in place of the Rivalry for my 40th card. But my mindset for this was everyone's playing Kaijus, so having this backed up with your Extra means they have to have the Dark Kaiju. So yeah, and against Sprite, which I played I think round 3, this came up, but he had the Imperm for it, which didn't matter. But in most case scenarios, like against most decks, this backed up with your Extra is enough to just win the game. So, and then for the extra deck, let's see here. So we have Triple Rextrum. This is your boss monster. This single-handedly just beats Kashtira. They have to have like a Book of Moon or like Book of Eclipse, which a lot of lists aren't playing anymore. So this card just like single-handedly carries that matchup. Triple Kentrigina. This helps you bridge into Rextrum if you open up Domain, which is really good. And like late game when your life points are like super low, this is just like a big beat stick. Helps you beat over that Shangri-La, because sometimes that card can be pretty difficult to get over. Because this just affects attack points, so they can just sit on their defense of that monster and just like stall out the game. Triple Stealth Bergia. This is another just like bridge card to get Rextrum. I made this once against the mirror match, and it was actually really good against the mirror match. But yeah, it's just like fodder for like prosperity and stuff. And then we play 1 Logia because this is a dinosaur deck, 1 Raiders Knight, and then 1 Arc Rebellion. I didn't make this at all, but it's so you can have like multi-material Zeus. Helps you like beat over big monsters. So yeah, and then I play 1 Psychic and Punisher. I made this once against Kashtira. It was like a win more kind of card. He was at a full life, and I just like made this and just killed him. So that was really cool. The 1 Chaos Angel. Like technically this is not as good in like other decks, just because there's no light monsters. But just being able to summon this and just banishing a card is really good. So that's why I just played that. And then the 1 Zeus, just because it can happen where you make Zeus. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. The only thing like you can really maybe cut in the future is like maybe a Stealth Bergia, because you don't really make that often. But everything else is pretty much sort of needed. Let's see here. And then for the side deck was pretty good. Most cards were like pretty useful in like certain matchups. Triple Lava Golem. I said this against every deck. Like honestly, every deck I played, even the mirror match, this card came clutch in. So Triple Droll, just against if anyone's playing like super heavy still, you can like hit him with this. Excuse me, and also against Kashtira, this can be a game winner too. And since game is at 1, they don't really play it that often. So if you can hit Droll the planet, you probably can just win that. Triple Shifter. I think I saw this in against Sprite. And he was playing a heavy angler package, so this could have came in clutch, but I didn't see it. Triple Evenly. The games I saw this against Kashtira, it was a blowout. Because Kashtira now, they just don't really set up like anything too scary. They just have like maybe 1 back row Birth and like an XYZ and like Fenrir, and you just like you can just evenly match them, and whatever they keep, you can like play through. Then Triple D Barrier, because your worst matchup probably is Branded. So you just want something to just like shut off Branded. Because in this deck, if you like skip a turn, you can definitely kill them. So that's why I like the Dimensional Barrier. So that's it for the deck, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This deck's really cool. If you guys like want to play something cool at your locals, or even a regional too, like this deck is crazy. So yeah, my matchups were 2 Kashtira, 1 Pearly, 1 Sprite, 1 Mirror Match, and then it was just a random guy. He like just started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! He was playing like a structure deck. So yeah, my losses to the Sprite and the Pearly. Against Sprite, we went to game 3, and I definitely misplayed because I could have overextended with Kentradina, but instead he was able to imperm me, and then I was just dead. And against Pearly, he had a bunch of 900 cards, and then like a Pearly card. So I just lost like 900 cards. But against like 2 cashier players I played, just auto win. Like this deck just like really just destroys that deck, especially with Intact. Intact just makes that matchup a lot more free. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys later.